Well, hello there, my Gemini collective sun, moon, rising sign. How are you doing today? Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Taurus, which will be in November. So we're actually arcing from October to November because, yeah, the new moon's a couple of days before. It's the Sunday before Halloween. So that being said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions. Intuitive, professional witch, all of that. To my subscribers, welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe because I'm a lot of fun and I'm good at what I do. That being said, let's get down to work. This is technically a quickie read for the waxing half of the moon, right? This new moon coming up. You might be in it already by the time you're watching this, to full moon next in, full moon in Taurus in November. But a What Do I Need read, if you're new to the channel, it's a great way to just get like immediate information, right, from any divination system, even through prayer, right? Like make the prayer and then sit silently and see what comes to you, right? What do I need? Not where am I, not how am I doing, not, you know, where's my true love, where's my twin flame, where's my money, where's the beef, right? It's just simply saying, well, what do I need? But that does take a certain amount of humility to say, okay, I may think I know what I need, but I don't ultimately know what I need. So God, Goddess, all that is, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, what do I need, right? Angels, gods, and masters. So what we're going to do is we're going to consult 5 different decks. So only 5 cards in total, 1 card from each deck. All of them are in the description box at the bottom. By the way, my description box is full of info in there. So click away, go look. Info on me, my books, all that kind of stuff. My website, it's all down there. You can even tip me if you like. There's a PayPal me down there. And by the way, before we dive in, remember, these are general readings. If they don't resonate for you, try your other signs, right? It's like this is for sun, moon, rising signs, and they're quickies. So I designed them that way so that you can sort of get different pieces of the jigsaw puzzle from all 3, unless, of course, you know, you have 2 planets in the same sign, which is, you know, happens. Cool. So let's dive in. The decks have been blessed. I took a good 3 to 5 minutes just blessing them for the Geminis. It helps me tune to the collective as well. That's why I'm talking a little fast and I need to slow down. So let's begin. We're going to start with an archetype card from the Caroline Myss archetype deck. And this will be the dominant archetype, the soul power that you will be developing, or that, you know, what do I need that you need to look at, you need to develop, that you need to deal with over the next waxing moon. Cool, cool. So here we go. This is for all of the pantheons that I work with. My pantheons, please. My collective pantheons. There we go. 1 card in clarity for this Gemini sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next. What do they need? What is the archetype they need to deal with within themselves? The soul power that they came in to incarnate, to alchemize from lead to gold, from shadow to light. What say you, my collective pantheons? Top of the deck is, ooh, the priest. Now, is also the priestess. You know, it does not have to be a priest or priestess of any particular religious or spiritual tradition, but it is certainly about being a channel of spiritual energy, and we will get to that. I want to get all 5 cards laid out so I don't, you know, start saying what it is and then another card pops up. It's just easier that way. Let's get as many puzzle pieces as we can. There will be no clarifiers for this one. So this is like a good general read. Like, what do I need? Quick in, quick out. Cool, cool. So my angels. Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. My angels, please, 1 card in clarity for this Gemini collective. Sun, moon, rising sign. For this new moon to full moon next, what do they need? What do they need? What do they need from your angelic perspective, considering we have the priest, priestess archetype here that they need to deal with, focus on, alchemize for themselves? What say you, celestial beings, the great angels, the angelic kingdoms, please? 1 card in clarity, bottom of the deck. Oh, intention. Okay, so intention. You know, you got Wayne Dyer, The Power of Intention. Intention was a really big conversation for the past 2 decades or so. Certainly the oh-ohs, right? The beginning of the 2000s onward. But to me, intention is not just about what you want, like element of fire, certainly, right? If you're doing the element, pagan magical pentacle thing, like I do, let's see it. That's your element of fire, your desire, what you want, but not just what you want, why you want it, which can absolutely, I don't want to say taint, but let's say balance or unbalance the quality of the flame. The why, in a way, is the fuel or the propulsion behind the desire. So what you want is important and usually vague for most people, or too specific. Finding the balance there is a bit of a feel the fire, feel up the fire, right? And for Geminis, I can feel that being an issue because a lot of that has to do with air, right? A lot of the thinking, well, thinking of it this way and that way, and all these different angles coming in. So then go deeper into the why. Well, why do I want it? And don't kid yourself. Go deeper. You'll probably get an immediate response, like a 1 or 2 word response, because I do, right? Go deeper. What does the child inside of you say? For example, what does the priest or priestess inside of you say? Following me? Let's keep going. We're going to ask Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I love this deck so much. Who you send me? Oh, I've got Jane Wadlin in my head, blessed be. My gods, please, 1 card in clarity for this Gemini collective sun, moon, rising sign, for this new moon to full moon next. What do they need? What do they need for this new moon to full moon next? Considering the collective pantheon say the priest, the angels say intention. Yeah, I'm dealing with Hermes. Hermes sits in the throne of Gemini for me as he's sort of blowing cards around the table. Please, my gods, 1 card in clarity then for this Gemini sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. What do sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next? What do they need? Here we go. Oh, meditation. Great. Okay, now the 6 of Blades. Sorry, this is the 7 of Blades. It just reminds me so much of the 6 of Blades in the Rider-Waite Tarot. But the 7 of Blades here is definitely different than what you are used to seeing, right? You're used to seeing the 7 of Blades like someone kind of like sneaking off with some swords. What I like about this is the general energy of it, considering you are an air sign. It's not to still the mind. Meditation in the East is not so easily translated in the West, though extremely helpful if you get the right teaching. And there's a different, everybody needs different teachers of that, whether it's just following the breath, whether it's through a yogic practice and not just like the bendy, stretchy stuff, but the more union-oriented, which is what yoga means. This can also mean contemplation for the Western mind, not just thinking about it, but bringing it into the soul, bringing it into the intuition, into the gut, like through every chakra, really spending time on it, and particularly with intention then to really contemplate not just what you want, but why you want it, and is it serving? This is a divine family archetype. Is it serving your divine path, or is it serving the ego? Which is, something we all have to do. We all have to deal with. That's for all of us. And it's not that the ego is the enemy, but the ego needs to be healed as we grow and evolve, right? It was just like I was saying to a client today. She's like, oh, I saw this and I didn't remember. And I could tell that she was in that sort of like rapid mind thing, just the mind had taken over. And I said to her, that it's fine. It's fine for the mind to run wild with that kind of stuff. But step back and watch the mind move and see that what it's doing, it's sort of like the limbic brain. It's like, it's the genetic memory of like hunting in the forest and in the woods, and you heard a snap and the mind had to come up with like the right scenario, right? And it was so fight or flight, right? So now it's like, well, you get a bill you don't know how to pay, and you're right in there, and the mind's just off and running. So this is at least to watch the mind, right? Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. We are the silent witness. It's not about be the silent witness. Just watch the thoughts go by. And if you like, use a mantra, which means to cover or protect in Sanskrit. Something simple, or, Sanskrit. I love me some Sanskrit. I love me some Sanskrit mantras. I try not to culturally appropriate, but there are some of them that actually do resonate with my soul, so I use them. But then it's something like, how about you could just go, Whatever the thoughts are, just go, thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, thank you, thank you. Like honor the voice so that you hear it, but you're not being possessed by the thought. Particularly when we define this card, they're telling me that will make more sense, and of course it will. So let's ask, since we've got the priest archetype with intention and meditation contemplation, show us the masters, the ascended masters. Now, if you're new to the concept, the ascended masters have been talked about for really long time from all different races and cultures, but that's the point. The majority of them, from what I understand, have lived through Earth School. Right? They've already completed the curriculum here. So they're sort of like graduates that sort of reach back, sort of like an alumni program. They come just, it's a cute way of looking at it. They're just, well, they're not physically standing in my dining room. That would suck. I'm not ready for that, and I don't think anyone is, except Gary Renard, apparently. Disappearance of the Universe. Read the book, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, my masters, please, one card in clarity. Here we go. For this Gemini collective, sun, moon, rising sign, for this new moon to full moon next. What do they need? Considering we have the divine family archetype of the priest from the collective pantheons, which you are a part of, the intention, the card of intention from the angels. I'm even feeling about aligning our intention with divine intention, which is simply saying, let this be, may this be for the well-being of all. With that card of meditation from the gods, this is so air. So please, one card in clarity, my masters, for this Gemini collective, sun, moon, rising sign, this new moon to full moon. Oh, communication. Communication. C-O-M-M-U-N-I-C-A-T-E. Communicate. Communication. So will you, won't you? On a phone, won't you, with some foam, you know, about communication here, a contemplation and a meditation about communicating intention. But then I keep coming back to that. It's like, all right, what kind of communication? Is that spiritual communication, not just communicating spiritual concepts and ideas, but is this more of an interdimensional, higher power kind of dealio, something more mystical, right? And I am a mystic. I know. You never know. You never know what meditation, all of a sudden you're standing in the gardens of the divine, talking with gods and angels. Hi, nice to see you. Lovely toga. Is that, oh, that's actual gold. Let's ask the higher selves of all involved, because they know us best. I mean, they're us, the higher dimensional level. So for me, higher selves are, fifth dimensional selves are above, right? I see them like stacking cups. And we are the physical embodiment. Third dimension with that, you know, emotional transition into the fourth dimension, embodying the fifth. So they have some good insights. So let's ask them. Ready? Higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for this Gemini collective. Sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next. What do they need? What do they need for this waxing moon, October to November? What do they need? One card of clarity. Love makes a difference. Now I'll read what's on that card at the end of the line, but just see it. Love makes a difference. Well, love always does make a difference. As much as we try to heal ourselves, we really can't. Why? Because love does the healing. We're not responsible. Well, we're responsible for healing and loving what rises inside of us, but the more we try and heal something, right, it's more like, okay, let me just love what rises, and the love is what does the alchemy, right? So speaking of alchemy, let's look at this priest archetype. Now remember, there's light and shadow, lead and gold, right? So it's all about alchemizing the lead to gold, regardless of what moon phase or cycle we are in. Light attribute facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So spiritual commitments, facilitate means to make easy, to make simple, to be a channel, to make that easier. So is that about your own spiritual commitment? It would make sense with that. I mean, is that about, well, let me read the shadow side, and that will clarify what they just told me to say. The shadow attribute violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role, which is certainly about the spiritual ego, which is essentially the ego that learns spiritual language and practice and then uses it against us and other people, right? sort of that know-it-all kind of thing. It's like, well, the way in the ancient Inca tradition, it's like, yeah, that's definitely the third dimensional illusion of separation ego at work. And blessed be, it has forgotten the truth of who we are. And that's why loving what rises, right? But certainly, to what is your spiritual commitment? What is your commitment to your spirit? And not just the spirit, because this is the divine family as well. What is your commitment to the divine? Like, you may never have written it out, but is like being honorable part of it? Whoa, are you of two minds about that, right? Is it about saying, no, I am going to, at least for, let's just say, 28 days, a moon cycle, pray and meditate, even if it's for a minute each. Like, I'm going to make that commitment to a spiritual practice. Now, I do recommend a spiritual practice for every living being on Earth. Well, every human living being on Earth. My cats don't seem to need it so much. They seem to always be meditating. But change it up. Particularly, you're a Gemini, please. I'm a Virgo. I'm ruled by Mercury, too. My spiritual practice, there's a general theme that gets done in different ways, right? So with that in place, it's like, well, then what do you want? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to be a channel of divine energy, true love, like unconditional love? Well, then that is something that, what do you need? You need to contemplate that. You need to meditate upon that. That will facilitate communication, but I'm feeling not just communication, let's say horizontal communication with others, as much as it's establishing, let's say, vertical communication between you, your higher self, your guides, all of that stuff. Why? Because love makes a difference. And now I will read this one. Love can help heal past hurts and provide a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. Love makes a difference. So this is certainly about those thoughts, right? Getting clear, feeding the fire of intention, the air necessary, and then possibly communicating with love. That if there is a place where you have violated your own spiritual path, and we all do, but that's part of the divine plan too. I mean, even Jesus stumbled. Even he stumbled, you know? So it's not about getting it right, but it's about, am I being honorable to? Am I facilitating my own spiritual commitments? In other words, make it simple, right? It doesn't have to be a Herculean task every single day. And then serve as a channel of spiritual energy, which, you know, you can do by holding a door open for people and silently blessing them. So there's a lot going on here, Gemini, as it usually is for any of the dualistic signs. Pisces, no bargain either, and I'm a Pisces moon, I should know. But really keep that all in balance for yourself, because for some of you, and this actually feels like a predominant percentage of the Gemini collective, that you are getting spiritual downloads, and it is coming through the element of air, the mental, the right from the 8th chakra down to the crown into the third eye, and but then you see the next step, I get it, is communication. Even if it's writing it out or recording it, or telling someone in confidence what it is you see, what it is you want, and why it is you want it. Because, you know, if you're not already in your process of spiritual awakening, you are now. So better not to fight it. Trust me, I tried a long time ago. I gave up on it, and I surrendered to, okay, you show me. Just show me what I need. Day to day, some days, hour to hour. What do I need? Just show me. I will do the best that I can. Thank you. So mote it be. And then you take a breath, and you see what rises, or you see what comes, and how it feels. Cool. Well, that's it. My Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this next new moon to full moon, next October to November. Please reach out if you'd like a reading. My info is in the box below. And if you are new, I hope you enjoyed it. This was a fun one. And certainly like and subscribe before you leave. I would greatly appreciate it. And I just heard this on another reader's video today, and it kind of touched me a little bit. She goes, every time someone clicks like on a video, it's just like this positive wave that's going through the algorithm. I was like, you know what, on a quantum level, that's kind of right? Because it's approval. It's like, yes, right? So please do like, and every subscription gets my numbers up closer to super live chat. Can you imagine me on super live chat? Too much fun, which is worth it. I love you all so very much, my gems. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed peace.